Alright, I'm going to keep this video short, sweet, and simple. I have 5 of some of my favorite single player games with fantastic campaigns. There's no order to these, and some of these games have been out for many years now, so don't expect anything new or upcoming. Now, just a quick disclaimer, I've never owned a PlayStation console before, so if there's any Sony titles that you recommend, leave them in the comments below. When it comes to a phenomenal world and story, Skyrim is the epitome of a top-tier RPG. Everything from the character customization to the breakdown of performing alchemy just shows the level of detail the developers wanted to showcase. On average, the game's main story takes about 34 hours to finish. If you are a completionist, obtaining 100% completion takes around 232 hours. If you haven't played this game, please do. There's a reason Skyrim has won many awards and been remade multiple times. If you are familiar with Skyrim, you know the detail that's put into this game. The amount of characters that are present, how many items there are. It's just crazy to think all of this information in one beautiful giant world. It's unbelievable. Pick up this game, play it if you haven't. I don't know why you haven't. You should. This is next game. Another groundbreaking single-player game that set the bar in terms of storytelling was Red Dead Redemption 2. The story was so well written that it felt like an actual movie you could take control of. With the amount of little details implemented within the game and the beautiful graphics, it's hard to believe that this game is 5 years old already. At this point, we all hope for some DLC, but I wouldn't be mad if they just leave it how it is. Each character is well defined, and that's what takes the story to another level. If you don't know by now, I'm sorry, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel to the first game. I definitely recommend Red Dead Redemption 2 for anybody that's looking for a narratively driven single-player experience. If you haven't played this by now, get out from under that rock, download this damn game, and complete it. It may take a while to finish, but it's definitely worth it. Where do I start with this? We all know the Dark Souls series to be challenging games. That shouldn't overlook the amount of good lore that is in this story. There's something about that beginning cutscene that makes me want to know more about the story of Dark Souls. The enemies are outrageous. The variety of regions are great, such as the Painted World. That one stuck with me the most. I had a hard time deciding if I should put Elden Ring over Dark Souls 1, but I just couldn't. Don't hate me for that. Elden Ring is great on its own, and I'm not taking anything away from that. I just decided to go with Dark Souls because it kind of set the foundation for these types of games that are in the same genre. If you're looking for a challenge, if you're looking to rage a little bit, I mean, there's no denying you're gonna die in these games. That's just how it is. Please give it a try and don't give up. Just go for it. Next up, we have Mass Effect 3. This is a funny one because this was the first one I've played in the franchise. I always heard positive reviews about this one, so I decided to give it a try. What a great game. Since it was my first Mass Effect game, there was a slight learning curve and the controls that this franchise brings with it. The ending cutscene of the space battle left me in awe. That was some cinematic shit. I definitely recommend this game, but maybe you could do it differently and start with the first one. Not like my dumbass. Similar to Mass Effect 3, Far Cry 3 was the first Far Cry game that I completed. It wasn't really a problem starting off with this one first because each of the Far Cry games has its own story. I gotta say, Far Cry 3 was an excellent game. I'm sure many of you would agree with me. During this time, the world it was set in was beautiful. It had an excellent villain that kept you on the edge of your seat and scared shitless. A variety of weapons and perks that you could apply to your character made the game fresh. There were plenty of animals that were harmless, but everybody might remember how daunting the bull sharks were in this game. Also the crocodiles, those things were terrifying. Far Cry 3 is considered the best Far Cry in the series. There may be some that want to debate that, but honestly, I'm on that side. Far Cry 3 was great. If you want a good overall RPG game, Far Cry 3 doesn't disappoint. I want to know what your favorite single player title is of all time because maybe I'm missing out on something and I should give it a try. Thank you for watching this video and have a good one, Sentients.